Tonight, the end of the world happens, but not in the way that most people think. It's not going to be some big explosion with lots of light and noise. No, tonight will be the quietest night of all time because tonight the universe is going to run out of time. That's right. The universe is actually expanding at an accelerated rate. And one day all the galaxies will drift so far apart from each other that they can no longer see each other. They will become their own separate island universes. Now, obviously, this isn't happening for billions of years. But if we were to speed it up just a little bit, then tonight would be the end of the world. Let me show you what I mean. Here are our astronauts, or rather, who was our astronauts. Now, humans have known about the heat death of the universe for a while. So these guys decided to take one last trip into space to see if they could find anything out there that might help us survive. Maybe there was another Earth somewhere out there, or maybe there was an alien planet that could help us solve our problems. But, unfortunately, running out of time. Their ship only has enough oxygen for them to survive for 12 hours. So if they don't get back soon, they're probably not coming back alive. Luckily, they do see something, a beautiful blue and green marble floating through the darkness. And when they land on it, they discover something even better, life. There are dinosaurs everywhere, so many dinosaurs, and they're absolutely huge. Our astronauts run for cover, but there's nowhere to hide. One of the asteroids kicks up and crushes them flat like the pancake batter that they are. Welcome to the Jurassic period. But wait a minute, shouldn't everything be dead by now? Shouldn't all the stars be out of fuel? Why is there still sunlight? Well, the reason is that this is a different universe, a universe that didn't listen to its scientists and chose to keep on burning. And this universe is doomed to burn until every single star goes out one by one. These poor astronauts are now trapped in an endless night that will never end. And while they're dying, let's check in on the rest of humanity. This is John and his son Sam. They're taking one last look at the stars before it's too late. They found out that there was nothing they could do to stop the heat death of the universe, so they might as well enjoy the view one last time. John looks up at the sky and he asks Sam if he ever wondered if there really was an end to the universe. Sam says, "Of course I did. What does Daddy think?" John turns to his son and gives him a big smile and says, "I think that there are an infinite amount of universes, each with an infinite amount of possibilities. So the answer to anything you could possibly wonder about is yes. It's all true somewhere in the multiverse." Suddenly, the lights flicker and go out. John and Sam share a worried glance. Is it time already? They look over at the clock and see that they have 6 hours left. At least they know what's going to happen. They've read up on the heat death of the universe quite a lot. In fact, they've been preparing for this moment for years. They've stocked up on food and water, and they have an underground bunker that should protect them from the worst of the radiation. Sure, they'll probably die of cancer in a few years, but at least they won't be around to see it. Meanwhile, our astronauts are having a slightly different problem. They managed to escape the asteroid, but now they're lost in space. The ship's computer is dead, meaning that they have no way of knowing where they are or how to get home. Luckily, Mark manages to wake up from his nap in time to save them all. He brings the ship out of autopilot and manages to stabilize it. They also notice that the air in the ship is starting to get very thin. They're losing pressure. Right now, it's impossible to tell how much longer they'll survive. Maybe they'll make it back just in time. Or maybe the universe will run out of time before they can get home. It's time for the truth. As the ship slowly begins to fall apart, their computers begin to show the terrible truth. The Earth is dying. There is no oxygen in the atmosphere anymore. The oceans have boiled away, and all life on Earth is dead. Meanwhile, John and Sam are enjoying their last dinner together. After this, they're going to bed early so that they can sleep through the end of the world. John gets up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. As he walks down the hallway, he sees something in the darkness. At first, he thinks it's Sam, but then he realizes that it's himself. He keeps walking until he sees his whole life flash before his eyes. He sees himself as a little boy sitting in a spaceship watching the launch of Apollo 11. He watches himself fall in love with his wife and have kids. And then he sees himself sitting in the bunker watching his son for the last time. John realizes that he's been here before. This isn't the first time he's watched his life go by. He's done this countless times before, and he knows that no matter what he does, he can't change the outcome. No matter what he does, the universe will always run out of time, and the death of the universe will always happen. John wakes up screaming. Sam is standing over him with a worried expression on his face. "Dad, what's wrong?" John takes a deep breath and says, "Nothing, son. It was just a nightmare." John doesn't want to upset Sam, so he decides to keep watching the sunrise with his son. They watch as the sun rises higher and higher in the sky until it reaches its zenith. They've made it to the middle of the day. The two of them stay outside until the sun sets for the last time. They watch as the sky turns black and the stars come out. Then they go inside to wait for the inevitable. Mark has managed to contact Earth, but he's getting a very strange signal. It almost sounds like someone's trying to talk to them. He tries to tune it out, but it only gets louder. Then suddenly, the message becomes clear. "Do you copy? Do you copy? Please respond." Mark hits the button to send a message back. Nothing comes out. Their communication system is broken. They're truly alone in the universe. Mark grabs onto his chair as a wild thought runs through his head. Maybe this isn't the end of the universe. Maybe this is just the beginning of something new. If the universe is going to collapse, then maybe something else will take its place. Maybe they're not alone after all. As the cold of space begins to seep into their bones, our astronauts drift off into a deep sleep. The last thing they remember is the feeling of complete and utter loneliness. Back on Earth, John and Sam are shivering in the dark. Their supplies have run out, and they have nothing left to eat or drink. The temperature in the bunker has dropped dramatically. It's freezing cold. The two of them huddle together for warmth. It's not enough. They start to feel themselves slipping away. John looks down at his lap and sees his son's eyes fluttering closed. He gently shakes him and says, "Stay awake, son. We're almost there." Sam forces his eyes open and says, "Daddy, I'm scared." John pulls his son close and says, "It's okay, son. It's okay. Just remember, no matter what happens, I love you." Sam closes his eyes and drifts off to sleep. John watches his son die in his arms, and then he dies too. The bunker door falls off its hinges, and the two bodies are thrown out into the darkness. Above them, the last star in the sky goes out, and the universe becomes a cold, dark place full of nothing. But wait a minute. What's that? A tiny spark appears in the darkness, then another and another, until suddenly the entire universe is filled with light again. Stars begin to form and galaxies spin into existence. New planets form and new life begins. The universe is born again and everything begins anew. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth will go on forever. I'll watch what happens when the world ends in 7 days. Or check out this video instead.